Hi everybody, glory to Jesus Christ. Welcome to my channel. This is Storytime episode 2, or as I like to call it, Storytime Pants Edition. This is easily the most embarrassing thing that I think could happen to a person in church. This happened about 10 years ago. It was a Sunday morning. At the time, my husband and I, we lived about 20 minutes away from church, so it was pretty common for us to get there, and we would be very early. By the way, if you are not Orthodox, I don't know if this is a worldwide thing or if it's just in America, but at least in America, Orthodox people tend to be late to church for whatever reason. So if we were 10 minutes early, it was entirely possible that it would be us and maybe 3 other people there. And then people kind of would trickle in. I have no idea why it is, but it is what it is. Orthodox people are late. And on this day, I am so thankful for that. So we drive to church. My husband drops me off at the front. He goes to park the car. So I headed in without him. I was wearing denim jacket. I forget what top I had on. And I had this green maxi skirt that was several sizes too large because I had lost... This is for another story time. I lost about 130 pounds in the previous 11 months to when this story happened. And so, because we didn't have the money for me to be like constantly buying new clothes, smaller clothes, I was having to, do things like cinch drawstring waists twice around my waist and tie them and putting safety pins and things to try to make them smaller on my hips. And so this particular skirt, I had both the sash on it tied as tight as it would go, and I had not one, but 2 safety pins. I had one on either side, keeping the skirt from falling down. But I was very comfortable about that because I'd done it before. I could walk with no problem. I could sit down and stand up with no problem. I never had a pin, pop off or whatever. So I was comfortable going to church in this particular skirt. And as a matter of fact, I think I'd probably done it before. I walk into church. And, the very first thing that Orthodox Christians do when we walk into a church is we go right up the center aisle to wherever the icon of the day is, and we make the sign of the cross 3 times, and we kiss the icon. That is called venerating an icon, okay? Now, on Sundays, no matter whose icon it is, if it's the patron saint of your church, or if it's the Mother of God, or if it's some story from the Bible, or anything else, generally speaking, because every Sunday, we celebrate the joy of the resurrection, so we don't generally do kneeling or prostrations on Sundays. However, on this particular day, I walk into church and boom, the cross is out. So it was one of the Feasts of the Cross, and I was like really, really, really newly Orthodox at that point, so I didn't really know very much about the church calendar, so I had forgotten this was a Feast of the Cross. So there's the cross. Why does this matter? Because even though it was a Sunday, it meant that the proper way to venerate the cross is to do not 3 signs of the cross and bows from the waist, but to actually do 3 prostrations. Again, for non-Orthodox playing along at home, a prostration is you make the sign of the cross, you drop to your knees. Actually, you drop to kind of all 4s. You put your forehead on the ground, and then you stand back up. And in our parish, when people venerate the cross, what they generally do is they will do that twice, then they will kiss the cross, and then they will do the 3rd one, the 3rd prostration. I've kind of been conditioned to, after I kiss the cross, I kind of step to one side a little bit, and then I do my 3rd prostration so that if there's a big old line of people behind me, whoever it is that's directly behind me can go up and kiss the cross. I'm just trying to not create a traffic jam. So even though there were only maybe 4 people in church at this particular time, old habits die hard. I walk to the cross, make the sign of the cross, prostration, rinse, repeat. Kiss the cross, and then I take a couple steps off to one side. And I don't know how I did this, but as I was getting back up, I lost my balance a little bit, and so rather than just coming back up to my knees to my feet in one motion, I had to do one leg at a time. During that, I inadvertently stepped on my skirt. I didn't know that my foot was on my skirt. So I stood back up, and pantsed myself, son. Right in the front center of the church. And it gets worse. Because we didn't have a lot of money, right? All of my undergarments matched my skin tone so that I could wear them regardless of what color I was wearing. If it was like something that was really kind of flimsy and light, you know, and you might like see through it a little bit, whatever. I didn't want to have to worry about different colors, so everything was skin tone, which meant that it kind of looked like I didn't have anything on. And I am so fortunate and so grateful that there were only about 4 people there. And furthermore, the priest who was at the parish at the time, we have a new one now, but at the time, he was back in the altar. He was behind, again, for you non-orthos playing along at home, he was behind the icon screen that covers the east wall, the eastern area of the church, and the doors to the iconostas were closed, so he couldn't see me, so he never knew about this. And furthermore, the other people who were there, they had their noses in their prayer books, so I don't know if anybody saw it. If they did see it, they were very gracious and did not let on that they had seen it. Which made it a little difficult because I wanted to run up to them and be like, I swear I am wearing underwear. It's just skin tone. And here, let me show you. Pantsed myself. That actually happened to me in church on planet Earth. I think that's about enough humiliation for one video. So I just thought you guys might get a kick out of that. I have certainly learned my lesson, and now, regardless of what I'm wearing, if I'm doing prostrations, I am using both hands to pick up my skirt before I go down, so my knees are on the floor, and nobody needs to look at my butt again. Ain't nobody needs to see that. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I will be back real soon with another video, probably one that has more actual theological content to it, but I wanted to just pop on and invite you to laugh at me because it's fun. So I hope you guys are having a great day, night, great time. And please, please keep praying for me. I really need your prayers. I always need your prayers. You have mine. You very sincerely do. And I want you to know that. I'm not saying that. Like, you really do have my prayers. So I will see you guys real soon in the next video.